Hello and welcome to, now this is Thursday's video that we're doing, and I just want to say that I have God here with me, and before we go to God I just want to remind people, don't forget to subscribe and press the bell, or if you're watching on Instagram, to follow, so that you can always be updated and understand what God has to say. And so let's go to God and see what he has to say. He is saying to me that he has thought a lot about today's video and his talk, and he has pondered how he would present himself, because he is slightly unsure as to how these words would be received. But he, again, like other videos where he's pondered, he feels that it is important that these words are spoken, because he wants to bring all of his life and his world to everyone's attention, whether it be good or bad, or difficult words. And his words today are about looking at the possibility of avoiding hell. And he says that his words today are quite a contentious subject, because he feels that for some people they may not believe there is a hell. For others they think that hell is a permanent situation. But he wants to say to people that this is something that can be transient, that some people can go to hell because of the atrocities that they have committed, and with constant communication with Lucifer, God will organize the perpetrator to find a position within hell. Once this position has been established, he says that there are a lot of things that need to be done first and foremost. Firstly, the person with it that is residing in hell needs to establish communication with Lucifer, and have an online dialogue with him regarding his commitment to God, and regarding the errors of his way, and regarding the negativity of his lives that has existed. And for some people, that is something that it can be very rewarding to the soul, because there can be a moment where the person suddenly lights up and says, "Oh my goodness, I have committed such terrible sins, and I don't want to be that person anymore. Please take me away, and please take me back to God." And when this happens, he says, "I cannot tell you how much I rejoice. I rejoice from the bottom of my heart and sing from the top of my voice when I receive somebody who is repentant for their actions, and they come in front of me, and I will always be so pleased and delighted to see them and talk about a future for them." For some people who are situated in hell, it may take a little bit longer, and then different tactics have to be put in place. Many people will not listen to the words, will not listen to the negotiation, and will not listen to anything. They just still want to be resident in their minds, which is full of darkness. And so God is saying that for those people, there is a form of punishment, and that punishment is a punishment that Lucifer actively takes on. And this punishment is something that is done gently to start with, and goes over a period of time where it is sort of accelerated throughout time, and then to a point where people eventually sometimes will retract and say, no, I don't want this anymore, and I want to go back to God. Then there are some people who don't respond to that form of punishment, and they request that their presence in hell is a permanent environment, and that they wish to remain in hell. And then at that point, that is when they are given the opportunity to remain in hell and live out their lives. And unless, of course, they at any point change their minds. One thing that he is very sure about is that prior to somebody going to hell, he looks to try out every angle, looks to try out every possibility, looks to give everybody a second chance, looks to help people to understand the error of their ways, and looks to give them another life so that they can repent in another life, or put the deeds that they have done wrong in multiple lives. And for some people, in fact most, this is the option that they choose. They prefer to move across from the darkness into the light, and they prefer to change their ways and become better people. This is something where he has great admiration for a soul, because he knows that when a life is prepared for them, it will be a life that will be full of great difficulties and challenges, because in order for a soul to really repent and understand the error of their ways, they need certain situations be presented to them. And of course, they will need to put right the difficulties that they have committed to other people. He wants to thank people for listening to his words and understand that this is his truth, and he wants people to understand ultimately it is always about bringing people to the light and showing people that this is the only way to live, and the only way to be in your mind is to be good and in the light. He's putting his hands together and he says, it is my greatest wish that all of mankind walks towards the light, that when they are presented with an option, an opportunity of hell, he wishes and hopes that all of mankind in that situation will turn their backs on hell and come forward to my way of thinking, to come forward in love, to come forward in the light, to come forward always showing their heart full of love for all to see. It is my wish that when somebody takes this decision, that they then embark on a life that puts all matters and all atrocities and all evil doings right, that they are learning their lessons and showing me that they truly have succumbed to the light and are now the people that they truly want to be. And he's thanking people for listening to his words. And so Gail speaking now, this is quite a controversial subject about hell, because I am fully aware that there is a different perspective on hell that is written about in scriptures, and but what this shows to me is that God liaises with Lucifer, that there is a liaison with Lucifer that shows that they work together with the same objective, and that is to help God, help man, bring them to the light. So that's really interesting. Thank you for watching, and see you on Sunday. Goodbye.